Everything you need to start a Christmas light business is right here on this table, and I'm going to walk through each thing, that the tools that you need to stay safe up on roofs and the tools that you need to be able to operate a Christmas light business in 2025 or whenever you may see this video. I'm going to walk you through each thing that we have that we will make it really easy for you to run a Christmas light business, to start a Christmas light business, and to grow a Christmas light business. I'm Jason Guyman. I'm here to help you start and grow your Christmas light business. I've helped thousands of people start and grow Christmas light businesses. I've helped people make millions of dollars starting and growing Christmas light business. So let's start talking about what do we need so that way we can make sure our employees are safe, make sure that we are doing stuff safely, and how we can do this for you. First thing off that we need for Christmas lights is cutters. We need lots of cutters. Again, I have a full list of all the tools here at christmaslights.io/tools. It has all of them. You can go there, you'll see all the links to everything. So first off, we like the precision cut tools for cutting wires. They make clean cutting wires, make it a lot better, and they keep them nice and clean. So that's our first thing. You can get these on Amazon. They're like, you can get a box of 5 or 10 for 20 or 30 bucks. So they're not that expensive, and this is something that we can do. Now, just a heads up, so I let you know, is they're sharp and they will cut you if you're not careful. There's ways in training that I'll show you how to slide the caps on plugs. So just make sure that you don't get cut or your employees don't get cut. And if they fall down and hit you in a crock, they're probably gonna bleed and it's gonna hurt. So make sure that we're staying safe with this. The next set of cutters that I use is these here, just a regular pair of wire cutters. And this here is to cut this green wire, and only this green wire, because if I cut it with the other ones, it will break the little blades off. And I use this only for my wreaths, as hanging my wreath right here that you can see. So that is these two types of cutters. Next thing, we're gonna move to the electrical side of things. So whenever we're installing lights, we always wanna use a GFCI protector. And what this does is, if you cut a wire that might be hot, maybe it's shorting out somewhere, hopefully it will trip this here versus tripping the house's GFCI or even the breaker that now I'm not able to get into the house. And so this is why we would want to use a GFCI interrupter here for that right there. Now, I'm not leaving this at the house. I'm only doing this through while we are installing. And here's a little bit of a story about what happened to me one time in a class, and the reason why I really still believe in using this GFCI protector. So I was at a class up in Indiana with some friends, and we had about 40 people in this room. And when I do my classes, I do a scenario where people got to figure out problems. And one of the things is, I gave the person a brand new female. And when they plugged it in, it literally caught the wire on fire. It went all the way up to the front of the room. It burnt the carpet as it went. The smoke was banking down. People were screaming in the room. And it was one of the scariest things that I have ever dealt with. Because here's the thing, if that would have happened while you're up on the roof, you would have been not able to get down there to get it shut off. The only reason why we got it out of fire is because we had to unplug the wire from the wall. So that brings me to the next electrical piece. So these here are about 30 to 40 bucks. I think I got this one for 30 bucks is what I got that one for. So the next thing is a remote. And so this is a way that we can plug this into the wall. I will actually plug it into this GFCI protector here, and then I plug my wires in here so I can turn this on and off as I'm installing the lights. I personally like to install the lights with the lights on, so if I get to done and I have one bulb out at the steepest peak on the other side of the house, I don't have to walk all the way back over there just to screw it in. And so if I turn this on and off as I'm working through this, then I will know that light's not working. And so this is why I like this on and off switch here. Again, this works really well. I think it's 20 bucks, 25 bucks, something along those lines. The next thing I like to carry is my tools and everything that I have with me. So I will put this on, and the reason why I like this one here better than a tool belt is because I don't like when you're up on a roof and you're maneuvering on a roof, you're sitting there, you're trying to hold on, and I don't want a tool belt that I'm moving back and forth. So this keeps everything up high. It keeps all my stuff in here. I'm able to have my remote in here, so I can have my remote and turn it on and off. I can have an extra padded set of cutters. Why do we always have 2 sets of cutters? Is because when we drop one, we got another one. And so this is where I can have all my males, all my females, my 1 plugs, everything is right here. I can have my tester bulb. I can have extra wire. I can have everything in here, so that way when I'm up on the roof, I'm not like, hey, Billy Bob, I need something. And this is how Billy Bob starts walking over to the truck to get the stuff and not in no hurry. And so this is why I personally really like this, the fly fishing vest. You can get these at places like Dick's, but I would tell you to get it off of Amazon or somewhere like that, because the ones at like Dick's and stuff are gonna be like $200-300, and the ones off Dick's or the ones off Amazon you can get like 40-50 bucks. Pretty reasonable, pretty cheap for you. Another thing I like is gloves. I like wearing these gloves with the rubber on them, or the nitrile, whatever they were called, because when you're up on a roof, it actually sticks really good to that roof. And so it gives me a little bit of stability even more up on the roof. And when that roof is hot, it keeps your fingers from getting burned. And so it's just another thing that you can use for that. Talking about roofs, we love pitch hoppers. They're about 120 bucks a piece. I personally like the white, so that way when it's evening, you don't lose them, because you can't see them up on roofs. And they work awesome. You can use 1 or 2, and you just sit on them, and you can come up on them, you can walk on them, you can step on them, you can do whatever you want to do with these here. Pitch hoppers work amazing. They do very well for you when you're using a pitch hopper. So pitch hoppers are a tool. It's not OSHA approved, but it's just a tool to keep you safe up on a roof. Next is the Cougar Paws. I really like the Cougar Paws. They have the padding underneath of it here. You can see these are replaceable. The Cougar Paws are about $200. The pads are about 20 bucks to replace. They work great. That foam sits on that roof, and you can see that it's really hard to slide, and it works really well for the pitch for getting on roofs. So these work awesome. Another shoe that is maybe not so expensive, it's called the Fila's. ChristmasLights.io/shoe is where I've got these at. I think I have it on the tool page too. But these actually, if you've seen how that other one was slipping, this one here, I do the same thing. It's not slipping as much. And so these work really well. Now, the only issue is these are 40 bucks, and they might only last about 3 to 4 weeks. But even the pads on those, if you're using these all the time, are probably only gonna last 3 to 4 weeks also. So you got it. And then if I have my skater dudes, I've got my Vans. Vans actually work really well on roofs too. It might not work as good as one of those, but again, it's a tool that helps us stay up on roofs and to stay safe. That's my goal, is how can you stay safe? We don't want people falling off of roofs. It's important that we don't fall off of roofs, so that's what we're doing. Next is some ladder stabilizers. You can use this style, you can use the style that goes on the other way, but this one here just slides in the little holes on the side of the ladder, and this will do a couple things. 1, it keeps you from damaging the gutters, and 2, it keeps your ladder more likely from not falling over. And so these work really good for keeping our ladder from not falling over, not damaging something when it falls over. When it falls over and it looks like a dog leg because it bent, it keeps our ladder from doing that. So it's just another tool that we can use that works really good when we're up there. Another tool here is the Ridge Pro. This is one tool that we can put a harness on, and we can put this. Now, this is the only tool that I'm showing you here today that is OSHA approved. And with it being OSHA approved, when it's up on the roof here, you do have to put screws in here to anchor this to the roof before that. Now, when you're done, you're gonna have to make sure that those screws don't leak. So that is something that you have to think about, but basically that's just gonna go on there and then you can tie off. Obviously, I'm gonna want it back a little bit further than that, but I'm just showing you. The next one is the GOAT right here. This is the GOAT Assist, and this works really good. You got hand holds, you got foot holds. You can sit there, you can put your weight on it, you can pull on it. These work really good. It's just another tool that you can use. The GOAT Assist is, I would tell you to go to goatassist.com to get that tool. That's gonna be your best price. I think you're gonna be around $600 is where you're gonna be at for that tool. So that's a great tool also. I will do videos on each thing of how everything works. I'm just giving you an overview right now of all the tools that you need for a Christmas light business. And so that's the GOAT. Again, it works really well. They come in 24, I think it comes in like a 24-foot piece, with each piece being so much, 3 feet long, and it only weighs 6 pounds. So you can be up on the peak, you can spin it around, it's not real heavy. The next thing you need is a paint roller. So when we're putting up lights, we're painting the lights. Not really, but what you want to do is you're actually going to bend this over. So that I have here on my pole, you're going to take that, you're just going to bend it over. And this is a great tool for hanging lights on trees. It's a great tool for making sure that if you got a guy up on the roof, I can hand him stuff up. I can also take the lights down. I can put the lights up on the roof, and a Mr. Long Arm, 24-foot long arm. This way I can get up 30 feet with it. So now I can do 30-foot trees with it. This here is a $40 tool, or you can do the carbon fiber poles that will run you anywhere from $800 to $1,000 for these tools. You just unscrew this here. You can make it as long as you want, tighten it back up, and it's a great tool that works awesome for you for your Christmas light business. Ladders, one last thing is we have ladders. I like the A-frame little giant ladders. These are great for doing like columns, something in trees, maybe 1-story lights. I also like the extension ladders better for my 2-story. You can do aluminum or fiberglass. I personally like doing aluminum because of the weight, and it's a lot lighter, and we are able to do everything we can. Yes, we are working around power lines, but even if we're working around power lines on a fiberglass ladder, it has to be clean. It can't be wet. Otherwise, it's going to do the same thing as aluminum ladder. And these are the tools that will help you be successful in your Christmas light business. Now, we're not talking about a lot of money here. $100 for the pitch hoppers, $120. The GOAT, I think, has went up a little bit. I think it's around $600. The pole is $40. The paintbrush is $2. If you need the feelers, are $40. These here were, I think, $30. So we're only talking maybe, and with the GOAT and the Ridge Pro is also around that $600 mark. I would pick one or the other if I was going to do it. Some guys like the GOAT, some guys like the Ridge Pro, some guys only use the pitch hoppers, some people only use their shoes. So the biggest thing I'm going to tell you is it's all about safety. How do we do this stuff safely? Because there's no job that's worth $5 grand to fall off of a roof. And so these are the important things that we make sure that we stay safe and keep our guys up on the roof safe. I've seen way too many people fall off last year and the year before that it's not worth them dying. And yes, we've had people die falling off of the roof. And so these are the tools that will make your life a lot easier for your Christmas light business. Christmas light businesses are awesome. You can make a lot of money doing Christmas lights. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You can email me at jason@christmaslights.io, or I will also leave my phone number right here that you can text me or call me. If you need any lights, let me know. I can help you out there too. So if you need any lights, you want to learn how to do Christmas lights, text me, message me, call me, whatever you need for me to help you out. I want to help you start your business and grow your business. And remember this, the number one thing that grows a business is taking action. So tell me down in the comments, what are you doing to take action now? And I'll see you in my next video.